Two done deals to talk about today, plus the aftermath of Elise joining Bayern Munich. We're taking a look at Arsenal, Manchester United, and Liverpool as well. Hit the like buttons, subscribe to the Football Terrace. Let's go. We have seen Michael Elise turn down the opportunity of going to Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, and opt for Bayern Munich. And I think we all understand why. They pay well. They're a gigantic club. Yes, they didn't win a trophy last year, but the likelihood is they will get back to winning ways this forthcoming season. But what next for Chelsea? Two big reports today to delve into. That's the first done deal. As we know, Elise has gone that way. Interestingly, we know that Ian Maatsen to Aston Villa is done. It's almost there in terms of being complete, but the deal is in agreement. It's just the fine lines that are being crossed as of right now. One Aston Villa Academy player will join Chelsea in a separate deal. That is being discussed. But also what's broken today, the Telegraph, via Matt Law, reported that Chelsea are keen on £20 million rated Omari Kellyman. The two clubs have been in talks over Ian Maatsen, who is set to complete the deal for 37.5 million switch to Villa. The Telegraph reported the Blues are now pursuing a move for Kellyman, the 18-year-old attacking midfielder valued at around 20 million. The deal would be separate from Maatsen's transfer. That's also been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano as well. And what of Omari Kellyman? Now, he's an attacking midfielder. He can play out on the right and left. There is some versatility to him, but he is very wet behind the ears. I think 6 games he's played for Aston Villa, just 18 years of age. So he's not an academy product. He actually come from the Derby Academy, I think. But is this who Chelsea have turned their attention to after missing out on Elise? And Chelsea fans, how do you feel about that? I don't know enough about Kellyman to say whether or not he'll get to Elise's level. But in terms of the instant impact and the instant improvement that Chelsea need, is this deal going to be enough? Matt Law has also reported that Chelsea have not yet dropped their interest in another Aston Villa player, Duran, but are taking time over making background checks and discussing personal terms with the Colombian, while also checking on other striker targets. So we know they're looking at Samu Omaridian from Atletico Madrid as well, and Duran. So it now looks like it's going to be Samu or Duran plus Kellyman. They seem to be the primary targets right now that Chelsea are looking at and pushing forward for. I want to understand what your thoughts and feelings are. And it's in fact, the Kellyman deal, by all reports, is very, very close to getting over the line. I'd love to get your thoughts. I'd love to get your feelings on this. I want your opinions on this, Chelsea fans. Give us your thoughts and feelings in the comment section below. Now, moving to North London, Fabrizio Romano reports that Arsenal and Liverpool have both had talks over a possible move for Nico Williams, while the winger is also on Barcelona's shortlist. Arsenal are amongst a number of clubs that are keeping tabs on Nico Williams. The 21-year-old was already a man in demand before the Euros and is set to intensify in the coming weeks as he impresses for Spain. Now, for me, I've been very honest about the situation. By the way, we're sponsored by OneFootball. If you haven't done it yet, download the app. Get it done. Free football content, free football matches, live, football highlights, games, quizzes, transfer news, statistics. It's all free. Costs you not a singular penny or a cent of your hard-earned cash. So scan the QR code or click the link below. And when it comes to Nico Williams, look, I think he's talented. I'm not going to lie. There's a talent there within Nico Williams. I haven't watched enough of him to have a forthright, direct opinion. I've seen people wax lyrical about him. I've seen others absolutely slam him as being sort of a pace merchant, no tech, not consistent enough. I've seen both sides of the coin. I'm going to put out an opinion that I hold. Not an opinion. I want to put out a thought. It's not an opinion. I was sitting there thinking about this. It's not an opinion. It's a thought. Can you perform like he did at an international tournament for Spain if you're a bad player with no tech? Can a bad player with no tech be that good throughout 90 minutes? Do you think that's plausible? If so, what are your examples? I've got a feeling there's a player in there. Just watching him a little bit, there's a player in there. There is some rawness to him, no doubt. And if they can't find the number 9 Arsenal, a player like Nico Williams, I think, is a must. I really think a player like him is a must. Because the Martinellis of this world, I think, need that competition. I think the Martinellis of this world need to be really challenged for their position in the team. He's right-footed. He can play on the left and the right. So he could also challenge Bukayo Saka as well. And I think he has the talent to potentially oust one of them from their position. There's also reports that he could be available for around 40 to 50 million because of a buyout clause. And again, in this era, in this generation, that for me feels cheap. That feels cheap. So I want to get your thoughts. I want to get your feelings on that in the comments section below. People, let me know. Now, a deal involving Manchester United. Fabrizio Romano states here that PSG, Liverpool and United are not giving up on signing Leny Yoro, even though Madrid remain the favourites. The young defender is waiting on Madrid's final decision. And that is what's key here. That is what is fundamentally key in this deal. I think the player is open to other clubs, but he wants Real Madrid first. But if Real Madrid don't come in for him, that opens the door for other people, which is why I always say, just because someone's favourite to go elsewhere doesn't mean you shouldn't throw your hat into the mix. Do some courting, do some chatting, try and entice and seduce the player to your club. At least maybe make him think, turn his head a little. Madrid may not come in. Madrid are looking at buying Alphonso Davies. We know they're spending a lot of money on Mbappe. Maybe they look at their finances and just say, we can't do it this summer. That is a possibility. Imagine then he becomes available. But one of the clubs, the PSGs, Liverpool's, Uniteds, are not doing the due diligence. Haven't done any work. And they miss out. Because if you sign him now, one of two things has happened. You're going to have one of three things. We'll get the negative one out the way. He doesn't fulfill his potential and it's a waste of money. That's a possibility, I know. The other two possibilities are he fulfills his potential and stays for a long time at your club and it's amazing. Or he fulfills his potential, is brilliant at your club for a few years, and then Real Madrid pay you exorbitant amounts of money to buy him, which could still happen. But they're kind of win-wins to a certain degree. So I think these clubs should be putting their hat into the mix. This idea, just because Real Madrid are favourites doesn't mean you should walk away. Don't worry about the rejected nonsense and the banter online. That's for the weak people. That's for the weak people, not the strong. To push on ahead. Staying with Manchester United, it's reported from BN Sport in Turkey that AWB is expected to complete a move to Galatasaray. Now, I'm excited about this. They're talking about a 4-year deal. 20-odd million pounds is reportedly the price that Manchester United are going to get. And I'm happy for AWB. I'd like to see him move on and be happy and sort of fulfill himself. Man United, though, have got to raise some funds. Not just because we need the money right now. We've got to start getting decent prices for people. And I'm so intrigued to see one of the first big sales of a first-team player that Ineos complete. I'm so intrigued to see what the player leaves for, how much we get for him. Is it what we expect? Is it above market value, on market value, etc.? I would love to have your thoughts and feelings on this, people, in the comments section below. Please let us know what you think and feel. And also with Manchester United, there was a story today that Man United could be offered Federico Chiesa in a swap deal for Mason Greenwood. Now, we know there's a lot of Italian clubs looking at Greenwood. Roma have shown an interest. Juve want him. Lazio have put a bid in. Valencia in Spain have made an offer as well. Italian outlets are now stating that we could be offered Chiesa in a swap deal. Now, look, I quite like Chiesa. But I don't believe this story. I just don't feel this is going to happen. So would I like it to be true? Would I like a profile like Chiesa to come in now at his age with his experience? I know he's had the injury problems, but yes, it's just not one that I think will. I hope it happens. I actually do. I hope it happens, but I'm not too sure about it. But Man United fans, would you take Chiesa plus maybe 10, 15 million pounds for Mason Greenwood, who we know isn't going to play for us again? for non-footballing reasons, will not be playing for us again. Would you take this deal? Let me know in the comment sections below. Please make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Download OneFootball as well. That's the transfer roundup on the Done Deal Show. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. See you soon. Peace.